Hello, and welcome to Reality TV News Update, where you'll find the most recent news, entertaining moments, and exclusive behind-the-scenes content. Since its inception in 2000, Survivor has offered a one-time grand prize of $1 million to the player who can outwit, outplay, and outlast the other contestants to claim victory in each season. In the show's 25-year history, the only time the prize was changed was for the show's 40th season in 2020, when 20 former series champions were invited back to compete against one another for the chance to win a $2 million check in addition to a second sole Survivor title. Longtime host Jeff Probst has revealed that CBS will once again be increasing the grand prize to commemorate the Milestone season and its 24 returning players, the show's largest ever cast, as the Emmy-winning series prepares to launch Survivor 50 in the hands of the fans. There is a catch. Jeff Probst announces a bigger prize for Season 50. In a January 7th interview with Entertainment Weekly, Probst revealed that Season 50 will offer a higher-than-normal prize for its eventual winner, but added that producers intentionally asked players to return who weren't in it for the money, but instead for their love of Survivor. In the past, Survivor has promised certain returning contestants extra money for participating in historic seasons, like Winners at War. But for Season 50, the show went back to the payment system it used on Survivor All-Stars in 2004. That system paid players on a sliding scale, with the first contestant who got eliminated getting $25,000 and a $10,000 reunion show fee. From there, the payments increase based on a player's placement, so the longer a player plays, the more money they get. Probst stated to EW, "With this season, there was not going to be any big appearance fees. The prize money is just a little bit more than usual. When we called each player, we made it abundantly clear that these are non-negotiable terms. The money is here, and you'll be here for 26 days. This is not an instance of leverage. 50 might not be for you if you're only interested in the cash prize. We want to include those who wish to be here in the 50. The executive producer of Survivor talks about 50's casting. Matt Van Wagenen, executive producer of Survivor, did respond to fans' reactions to the finalized 24-person cast, despite the fact that Probst did not make any comment regarding how the lack of appearance fees for the season affected the casting process. "I know we took some flack on some of our choices," Van Wagenen acknowledged. "We were never going to satisfy everyone who supported us." In fact, after the cast's official announcement in May 2025, fans and former players alike lamented and criticized the exclusion of fan favorites like Jerry Manthe, Rupert Boneham, Spencer Bledsoe, Abby Maria Gomez, and Carolyn Wigger. In the months leading up to the cast reveal, producers had to reduce a list of more than 750 potential returnees to just 24. Which is an impressive feat in and of itself. Probst continued, "The group we put together for 50 will please some people and upset others. It is impossible to please everyone. I do remind the fans that they must have some faith in us because we know who wanted to play and who didn't. We are aware of those who wished to play but were unable to due to scheduling conflicts. There were a lot of things going on behind the scenes. There were people who I would have loved to have seen play who said no," Van Wagenen claims, referring specifically to John Cochran, the winner of Survivor Caramone. Van Wagenen went on to say, "I probably asked Cochran to play about 15 times, and he turned me down every time. We couldn't accommodate everyone who wanted to be there, so we couldn't get everyone we wanted. That puts you in a difficult position." Van Wagenen explains why there are so many new-era actors in 50. In a similar manner, the executive producer addressed complaints that the cast of Season 50 contained an excessive number of newcomers. Fans noted that 11 of the 24 contestants were eliminated from the show's 5 most recent seasons, despite the fact that the Milestone season is meant to reflect the show's 25-year history. Van Wagenen, who spoke with EW about Season 50's recency bias, argued that this has been the situation for the vast majority of Survivor's seasons with returning players, including the all-star casts for episodes like Heroes vs. Villains, Cambodia, Second Chance, and Game Changers. According to Van Wagenen, part of it is there's an age thing. We probably have the oldest cast ever. Therefore, we also desired some young players. In fact, 5 of the players this season are over 50 years old, and 10 of the players are over 40 years old. Chrissy Hofbeck, Sari Fields, and Mike White are the oldest players in the season, entering the competition at 54 years old. Dee Waladaris, who is 28 years old, Charlie Davis, who is 27 years old, and Rizo Velovich, who is 25 years old, are the only actors on the cast who are younger than 30. Notably, they are all new era players who have only appeared on Survivor once in the past 3 years. CBS will broadcast the 3-hour premiere of Survivor 50 in the hands of the fans on Wednesday, February 25th, at 8 p.m. Eastern Time Zone.
CBS and the show's producers are indicating that the upcoming 50th season of Survivor won't be like any other. This is because the show is getting ready to reach an unheard-of milestone. One of the most talked-about details about Survivor 50 is that the long-running reality show will have a grand prize that is higher than normal. This shows how important the season is expected to be in the long history of the franchise. Survivor has put its castaways' physical endurance, strategic prowess, and social adaptability to the test for more than 2 decades for the chance to win the famous $1 million prize as sole survivor. However, executive producer and host Jeff Probst has made it clear that this is not a season designed to play by the rules as the show enters its 50th season, an achievement that very few television series, let alone reality competitions, have ever achieved. A good reason to celebrate. The idea behind Season 50 is to honor Survivor's legacy. The show has reinvented itself numerous times since its debut in 2000, introducing hidden immunity idols, tribe swaps, benefits, twists, and a faster-paced new era format. However, the core of Survivor, Outwit, Outplay, and Outlast, has not changed despite these modifications. The show's 50th season is a significant milestone for reality television as a whole. CBS executives wanted to ensure that this season felt bigger, bolder, and more meaningful than previous seasons, according to production insiders. One of the most obvious ways to do that is to raise the grand prize. Since the show's inception, multiple sources have described the prize as significantly higher than the standard $1 million given to winners. However, the network has not officially disclosed the exact amount. The increase is said to honor the players who have contributed to making Survivor a cultural phenomenon, as well as to reflect inflation and the game's increased difficulty in recent seasons. Why is the prize now being raised? The decision to increase the grand prize took time to make. Fans have debated for years whether or not Survivor should adjust its winnings to reflect contemporary standards. Survivor is well known for sticking to its promise of $1 million, whereas other reality competition shows have tried out variable prizes or prize pools that increase over time. However, Season 50 is different. A source close to the production explained, "This is not just another season. It's a season of big statements. That is reflected in the award." Jeff Probst has hinted in recent interviews that Survivor 50 will test contestants' adaptability at every stage of the game with longer endurance challenges, more complex strategic decisions, and twists. The stakes are expected to be extremely high, given that legends from the past are rumored to be in the cast. The competition's emotional and strategic intensity is also increased by a larger prize. In addition to bragging rights and legacy, players are competing for a life-altering sum that could dramatically alter their futures. A time for legends, a season. Even though CBS hasn't said who will be on the show yet, there are still rumors that some of the same players will be back for Survivor 50, possibly in an all-star or legends format. If this is the case, the increased prize money may serve as an additional incentive for contestants who are beloved by fans to return, particularly those who have already endured the game's physical and mental toll. In the modern era of the show, when food is scarce, days are condensed, and strategic gameplay is relentless, numerous former players have openly discussed the show's difficulty. A greater reward may help veterans who are considering returning to the sport to justify risking their reputations and bodies once more. Additionally, it raises intriguing questions regarding the game's play. Will contestants take greater risks knowing that there will be greater rewards? When more money is at stake, will alliances be more likely to break down? Or will players, realizing that a single mistake could cost them a historic payout, become even more cautious? Honoring the game's evolution. Additionally, the prize increase serves as a symbolic acknowledgement of Survivor's development. The early seasons emphasized survival skills and social bonds, whereas the current seasons heavily emphasize advantage management and fast-paced strategy. Today's contestants must learn intricate rules, anticipate unexpected turns, and navigate a social game that changes almost daily. Producers are effectively recognizing the game's increased difficulty by offering a prize that is higher than average. In its 50th season, winning Survivor may require more physical, mental, and emotional commitment than ever before. During production planning, Probst reportedly stated to co-workers, "This season is about honoring everyone who has played the game, and that includes acknowledging the difficulty of winning." Speculation and fan reaction. The Survivor community has been electrified by news of a higher grand prize, which is not surprising. There is a lot of talk about how big the prize could get on social media and online forums. Some fans think that the show might raise the prize to $2 million, and others think that there might be more bonuses or incentives for runners-up. Additionally, it is up for debate whether the prize increase will be accompanied by additional twists, such as decisions that permit players to trade advantages for cash or shared winnings. Although nothing has been confirmed, Survivor's past history suggests that Season 50 will not be afraid to try new things. Nevertheless, many devoted followers value the show's tangible milestone celebration. Rather than simply describing the season as special, Survivor is emphasizing the experience's real value. What it means for Survivor's future. A bigger grand prize has ramifications that go beyond Season 50 itself. If the increased payout succeeds in increasing ratings, engagement, and competitive gameplay, it may impact the structure of subsequent seasons. Prize amounts, season formats, and casting strategies may be rethought by producers in light of long-standing practices. Ideas that will shape the next decade of Survivor could be tested in Season 50. The Milestone season also serves as a reminder of the show's long-lasting appeal. Survivor has remained a consistent presence on television in an era of short-lived streaming series and rapidly shifting viewer habits. The idea that the game still matters and that winning it is still one of the greatest accomplishments of reality television is reinforced by a higher prize, a legendary award for a legendary season. One thing is certain as Survivor 50 draws closer, this season will not blend in quietly with the show's long history. Everything about the season is meant to feel huge, from the rumored cast to the higher stakes. Offering a grand prize that is higher than normal is more than just a financial decision. It's a celebration of perseverance, strategy, and legacy. In a season unlike any other, it honors the players who came before them, challenges those who will compete, and rewards the one person who manages to outwit, outplay, and outlast. The prize will be more than just money for the winner. It will represent victory in one of Survivor's most ambitious seasons, adaptation through decades of change, and survival across generations of gameplay. As the torch is raised once more for Season 50, the message is clear. The stakes are higher than ever, and history is awaiting to be made.